Recognized as the first women's rights convention, almost 200 women were in attendance. Matter of fact, on the second day of the convention, men were invited to attend, but only about 40 did, including the African-American abologist Frederick Douglass. The Seneca Falls Convention was even followed by a bigger convention in Rochester, New York 2 weeks later. The convention was now held annually and was an important focus on the women's suffrage movement. Eventually, this led to the 19th Amendment in 1920, which granted women the right to vote. Approaching the mid to late 19th century, Dr. Edward Clark sparked a heated debate with one of his novels, Sex and Education, or A Fair Chance for Girls, stating that women's muscles and brain cannot function at the same time. Matter of fact, in one of his writings, he states that educating women is dangerous. For a woman's own safety, she should not pursue higher education because the womb is at stake. In response, Mary Jacobi, the first woman admitted into one of France's notable medical schools, responds with a 232-page argument, leaving Clark speechless afterwards. The paper later influenced many women to strive to gain a higher education and become more competitive, rather than sport just being a physical activity. Society's gender roles in the early 20th century controlled much of the female participation. One of the best examples of this was cycling, one of the most male-dominated sports. Men believed at this time that if their wives went off riding, then they would ride into another man's arms. Continuing with the influence of physical education professionals, a prominent physical educator from Barnard College of Columbia University hosted the first meeting of Women's Division of National Amateur Athletic Foundation in April of 1923. Much of Wayman's ideas conformed to society and shaped a large percentage of female physical educators that supported her logic and preventing the exploitation of females in sports. The Olympics allowed women to participate for the first time in 1900. 24 years later, also known as America's Mermaid, Gertrude Ederle wins the Olympic medals in Paris and becoming the first woman to swim the English Channel in 1926 and establishes female dominance in athletic performances. One of her most notable quotes being, "People said women couldn't swim the channel." In response to the controversy with female participation, Babe Dickerson qualifies for 5 Olympic events. Although women were only allowed to compete in 3 events at the time, she won 3 medals with the 3 events she competed in. Babe also competed in a men's golf tournament, eventually leading to her creating the LPGA. Many still to this day consider Babe one of the best athletes of all time. The draft of World War II, causing the majority of men to leave for war, left the sports world empty, with the formation of the All-American Girls Professional Baseball League resulting from this. Baseball being attached to the league name was highly criticized by the media because of the small alterations to the gameplay with the shorter infield and the underhand pitch. Women being able to compete at a professional level for over 10 years was a huge milestone, but gender roles were still present, such as making women attend a beauty school prior to the season starting.
In the mid-1900s, the gender barrier was being challenged almost daily. In the mid-1950s, the LPGA formed and became a quick hit as female star Babe Didrikson won nearly $15,000 in prize money in the very first year. This, along with her other accomplishments, led to her being named the female athlete of the half-century. In 1958, the gender barrier took another large hit as women were allowed to enter the International Cycling Championships for the first time. This was a big deal because cycling was one of the most frowned upon sports that a woman could take part in. It became the first national organization to endorse abortion along with improvements for other types of birth control. They became noted for their Bill of Rights for Women, which was a response to women and gender discrimination not being included in the Civil Rights Act. They played a huge part in getting Title IX passed, as well as defeating a proposal by the NCAA to narrow the scope of Title IX and helping restore it after it was effectively suspended due to the 1984 Grove City versus Bell decision in the Supreme Court. Other than defending Title IX, now has played a key component in LGBT. In 1972, Title IX was passed to enforce gender equality in education. It was then reinterpreted by female rights groups to promote gender equality in college and high school athletics. This led to Ann Myers becoming the first woman to earn a full athletic scholarship to play basketball at UCLA in 1976. In the 80s, Billie Jean King made waves as the first female commissioner of the World Team Tennis Finals. She proved that women could succeed in administrative positions and lead the path for the female administrators we see today. 2014, Becky Hammons became the first female coach in the NBA as an assistant for the San Antonio Spurs. She even led the Spurs summer team to the Summer League championship win. The U.S. women's national team broke records in 2015 as 30.9 million viewers tuned in to watch them win the World Cup. Meanwhile, UConn's women's team has been dominant, winning 90 consecutive wins, which is a record in NCAA men or women's basketball. They just won their 4th straight national championship and had all 3 of the top 3 players selected in the WNBA.